The Nest Hub Max has been released, we've got one, and I'm sure you've got questions. So in this video, I'm going to go over my first impressions of the device, how the device is different from the Nest Hub, how the sound quality is on the Nest Hub Max, and of course, we'll be answering questions submitted by our subscribers along the way. Let's dive in. The Nest Hub Max is the larger version of the Nest Hub, Google's first Google Assistant smart display released last year. It has all the features users would typically want out of a smart display. It'll show you your photos from Google Photos, play music, podcasts, media, etc., show you recipes, YouTube videos, and of course, help you answer questions with the Google Assistant built in. So far, my first impressions of the Nest Hub Max have been very positive. Simply put, the Nest Hub Max takes that core experience of a Google Assistant smart display and then just elevates it to a whole nother level. The screen is great, and like the Nest Hub, looks great in any different lighting scenario thanks to its ambient light color temperature sensor. The size of the Nest Hub Max is quite a bit larger than the Nest Hub, so it's not going to fit in all of the same places as a Nest Hub would. The display is 10 inches compared to the 7-inch display of the Nest Hub. One thing that was surprising though was that the Nest Hub Max is not as heavy as you would think, coming in just shy of 3 pounds. So where would you put one of these things? Well, I think the Nest Hub Max would go great in places like your kitchen, the living room, like on a living room table, or even your desk. The kitchen is actually an area I think this device is really well suited for thanks to its larger display and superb sound. The recipe features of the Google Assistant on the Nest Hub Max are already great and look even better on a larger display. From what I've been able to find, the Nest Hub Max is not waterproof and has no water-resistant features, so you're going to want to make sure that you don't splatter it a lot in the kitchen if that's where you decide to put one, and you do not want to place this thing in an area where it's going to get soaked. Another nice feature of the Nest Hub Max for the kitchen is a feature that allows you to play and pause media with just a hand gesture. So if your hands aren't clean and you don't want to touch the screen, you can still play and pause media. This feature did take me a bit to get used to at first. I was waving my hand a little bit too much or not extending it out and holding it just a tad second longer for the Nest Hub Max to recognize it. But once I got the hang of it, it's actually become one of my favorite new features of the Nest Hub Max. It's like some Google engineer just thought to themselves, how do we make real life people more like Jedis from Star Wars? And then they thought, oh yeah, this feature would be really cool. And they were right because it is. It's honestly a feature of the Nest Hub Max I just do just because I can. And it's fun. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I may be in the minority that thinks this feature is fantastic, but I just wanted to put that out there. One of the newest additions the Nest Hub Max brings to the Google Smart Display experience is a camera. You can do duo video calls with the Nest Hub Max, and the camera also acts as a Nest camera. If you've never had a Nest camera before, you'll have the option to set up your first Nest camera during the setup of the device. In a bit of a bizarre move, you can access the live feed from the Nest Hub Max camera in your Google Home app. However, if you want to view recorded clips from the Nest camera in the Nest Hub Max, you'll need to download the Nest app to do that. Now, why Google hasn't combined both of these apps into a single Google Nest app beats me, but I assume they're working on it. The Nest Hub Max, like other Nest camera products, comes with 1 month free of the Nest Aware service, which gives you access to features like video history, familiar face alerts, and the ability to share and make clips. The camera also enables some other functionality. It'll recognize faces and has the ability to proactively show you reminders, calendar events, etc. when it recognizes your face. Now, if you find cameras creepy or you don't want the Nest Cam feature at all, you can of course deselect it in the Nest Hub Max's settings. You turn the camera and microphone off using the switch at the back of the device, which will physically disconnect the wires to the camera and microphones. If you want to keep the mics on but only turn off the camera, you can do this by swiping up from the bottom of the display and tapping the camera icon. Okay, now onto the question that everybody seems to be asking. How good is the sound quality on the Nest Hub Max? Simply put, the Google Nest Hub Max is the best sounding Google Assistant smart display that we've tested, and that includes the Lenovo 10-inch smart display. As I suspected when Google announced this thing, the stereo speakers up front and the woofer at the back of the device give it a very full sound. The sound comparison between the Nest Hub Max and the Nest Hub is almost comical. The Nest Hub Max sounds way better, and comparing the Nest Hub Max and the Lenovo 10-inch smart display, the Nest Hub Max also wins out thanks to that 3-inch woofer at the rear of the device that just gives it so much more bass and contributes to the overall fuller sound you get with that device compared to the comparable Lenovo 10-inch display. The Nest Hub Max is quite a bit louder than the Nest Hub, and when you crank up its volume, you will not get distortion. As someone who's a bit particular with the sound quality of their devices, the Google Nest Hub Max is actually the first Google Assistant smart display that comes with a speaker that I would actually listen to music on by itself. The only other Google speaker I've said this about is the Google Home Max, which sounds better than the Nest Hub Max, but the Nest Hub Max is still pretty good. I'd say the Google Nest Hub Max is the second best speaker that Google makes behind the Google Home Max. Alright, now on to another question that may pop in your head, especially if you already have a Nest Hub or a Lenovo smart display like the comparable Lenovo 10-inch smart display when thinking about the Nest Hub Max. And that question, of course, is, should I replace my Lenovo display or my Nest Hub with the Nest Hub Max? My advice there would be, if the Nest Cam camera and noticeable audio improvements is worth it to you, then yes, I'd say it would be worth getting as an addition or replacement for your Lenovo smart displays or Nest Hub. Also, if you have a Lenovo 10-inch smart display, the Nest Hub Max is going to be better at displaying photos thanks to its ambient color light temperature sensor. Alright, well that's it for our first impressions of the Google Nest Hub Max. Now we'll be doing more videos on the Nest Hub Max as we go along, leading up to our big 6 months later review of the device. So if you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button below and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more Google product videos and especially more Nest Hub Max videos like this one. Well, for 6 months later, I'm Josh Tedder. Thanks for watching.